Wyatt Bray's new spot on Sioux Lab. It's been announced. Wyatt is one of the most dedicated players out there, has so much heart and passion into this wooden toy that we all play with, that it is just like such a great fit because Sue really, really enjoys and takes a lot of heart into heart his whole process and his kendamas, his brand that he's created. Let's just go right into it, dude. How long have you been asking? You made a little post, a story. You said you've been waiting this for years. Has it been actual years?
I've wanted to be on Sioux Lab, for one, I mean, they're so sick. I want to be on every company, but Sioux Lab in particular is just the dream come true to me. I got my first friction clear Tama when I was in Japan in 2019 for Cash and Flow. Chad gave me I was like, I need a Tama. I was playing a Konami USA triple stripe, blue triple stripe, and it was super slick, those super slick ones.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't land anything. It's so slick. And I was like, yo, do you have an extra Tama that I can just stash? And he was like, here, you can have this one. And it was before the hype, right? It was before everyone was tweaking out. It was before the resellers.
Yes.
And he was like, yeah, you can have this one. And pretty much gave me the green Sioux Lab Tama. Oh, I have it right here. I'll pull it out real quick.
But the collab one that they did. Yeah.
It's still the best one. It's still the best one I have, which is kind of funny. Or it's just held up the most and the stickiness has stayed the most. Dude. And I was like, oh my God, this Tom is so good. I can't get over how good this Tom is. It's not a Kush, but it's that level of good.
Yes. Yeah.
But way better than the Kush. Honestly, I've never had a Tama that's lasted this long, which is really good for me because I do so many down spikes that it kind of thrashes it so quick. But yeah, that doesn't happen with these anymore. But yeah, anyways, that happened and it kind of gave me a whole new love for Sue and what he does and just his whole brand in general. Before that, I was always a fan of Stu. I loved going to the shop. I love the atmosphere that he brings. Just whenever you go to that shop, which I know is not around anymore, but it was just such a fun time. He really made it a really friendly vibe, and he always made sure to get the American player, or just all the foreign players when they came to Japan, to his shop to have a good wholesome family experience is what it really felt like, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, anyways. Flash forward, I'm on Konami USA. I didn't really think it was ever an option. Konami USA, I joined NJK. I'm on there, and I remember I brought it up with him then. I was like, I think I must have brought it up because I have been repping Sioux Lab for a while, been sessioning, I had this one. I got the blue
Batman
one.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I had the Batman. I had a few. I had a few, but not enough. And then I was pretty much like, yo, what do you feel about doing a dual sponsorship? I am sponsored by you guys for pretty much your Tamas. I rep your Tamas. And then I also was sponsored by NJK. I do all this. And at the time, I think NJK kind of shot it down and Sue kind of shot it down. They're like, it's all good. But
yeah.
At the same time, NJK didn't care if I played them or not. They made that very clear. You can play Sioux Lab Tamas all you want. Sue sent me a few Tamas over the years. Yo, I got you. Here's some Tamas. And I've kind of just I don't only play Sioux Lab Tamas, but I play Sioux Lab Tamas just as much as I play any other product that I play, So it wasn't I was sponsored, but I was playing I was sponsored by them and kind of tagging them and doing all that. Long story short, I just really wanted to be a part of the Sioux team, but it couldn't really happen because I was already on No Jumper, which to me, I was totally makes sense. I get it. It's not really been done before. But then flash forward to last trip in Japan, and I'm kind of I was looking at his box of just seshers that he lets anyone sesh when they come in. And it was a fucking gold mine. It was
yeah, it's all the old
Joker,
Ayaka mods, yes.
So many amazing Tamas, and I was like, let me buy these. I'll buy them from you. Just let me. What do you want for these? I'll take not all of them, but nah, I'll buy a couple of these off you. I need them. And Sue, he was like, bro, I'm not gonna sell you these. Is pretty much what he's I'm not gonna do that. And then I think I don't know if he made the decision then or before, but he's pretty much we'll sponsor you though, And I was like, what? And he pretty much was yeah, I'm cool with doing the dual sponsorship. And at that point, I was got that dual sponsorship worked out, which is pretty much again, it's a dream come true to me. I'm gonna be playing pretty much the Ken shape that is my favorite Ken shape, and I get to play it on the best Tamas in the world. And I can say that confidently. I know it's my opinion, but I think the whole community kind of agrees that it is the best Kendama or the best Tama in the world. Shapes. There's so many different shapes. Not everyone can choose, but I'm playing my favorite shape. And on top of that, I can design my own shape whenever I want to go with that. But I also get to play the best Thomas in the world for, hopefully the rest of my life. I don't want to ever not play that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do want to play Sulabs for the rest of my life. I don't think maybe there's going to be a better Tama coming out, but even then, like, I'm cool with Sulabs. Like, I'm very set, and I think that's kind of like the pinnacle of, like, the peak of Tama making heights. You feel me? There's probably going to be around it, but I think Sulab is really one of the best Tamas out there.
Technically, Wyatt, you're not on the pro team.
It's hard to, it's like such a weird gray area. I don't know what I'm on the team. I'm officially on the team. I think what the title we were going to give myself was the, like, U.S. ambassador is what we were going to call it. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of living like every Kendama player's dream. I get these Kendamas. Yeah, and his rules are pretty simple, like, don't sell them and just put these tags in and, like, you're good to go. And that's kind of like how the sponsorship works. It's like, play this. I'm like, all right, that's I can definitely do that.
Did you try the newest Sulab shape, the newest Absolute, which is the ring, the slip ring is kind of sitting lower on the can and it's got a chunky base cup?
I haven't tried it. I haven't tried any of their cans. Like, not like, this kind of sounds dickish too, but like, Sue just sends me Thomas. Like, I think he just knows, like,
yeah, that's what you're after.
Like,
yes.
Send you a box of Thomas. Like, have
yes.
Like, exactly. It's kind of like, I think he knows, but
that's the right. Yeah,
it can as well. I would have not. Probably would have been a perfect time to send me one. Like, because I'm definitely sessioning other shapes right now, and like, that's the other thing too, is I'm definitely want to design my own shape going forward. Like, I want my own shape. I've helped create a lot of shapes, but I haven't designed one completely by myself. So, like, yeah, I would love to try it out. I've been trying a lot of different shapes recently, and
yeah,
I haven't seen it. I haven't played it. I don't know if they had any in Japan, but if they did, I didn't get to stash them. So
let's open up and hit some Q&A from everyone that's been stacking questions. What weights do you like? Heavy setup, light? What do you want?
I'm kind of like pretty average. I like
75-ish?
I was going to say 76 Ken, 78 Tama, or maybe like, 75, 77 Tama. I like my Kens 2 grams lighter than my Tamas, and I like them to stay in the, like, mid to upper 70s. Anything in the lower 70s I can play for sure. I don't mind. And recently, all my burrito mods are, like, super heavy weighted Ken, so I've been playing, like, 82 is the lowest weight I found for a Ken and a Tama, so I've been playing 82, 84. But, like, all of them are, like, 89 grams, which is kind of sucks. All the ones that got sent to me, which kind of sucks, but I've been, like, kind of forced to play those. So I've been sessioning those recently. But what I prefer, my favorite shape, if I could, like, get the holy grail, is, 76 with, like, a 78 gram Tama. But yeah, Stu sent me pretty much all the Tamas Stu sent me were 81 grams. So all my Kens, I wanted to be around, like, 79 grams. It doesn't always work out, but that's what I'm trying to find as much as possible to match those Tamas. So I definitely can fluctuate. It's not like I have to play that, but preferred 70, 76, 78. That's what I would say. Or 77, 79.
Is there going to be a Sulab Wyatt mod?
I think so. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I asked Sue about it. I Sue in the chat, like, what the fuck? I asked Sue about it, and he said, yeah, we can make a mod. So, yeah, I have it in my head. It's, for now, like, we just
classic Sulab colorway. As usual, there's a little things you can change. Oh,
they're already in the scheme, and I don't know if it's possible yet. I don't know if I should even say it.
No,
I'm not going to say it. I'm not keeping it a secret, but I have a scheme, and I think it's a really good scheme. I don't know if Sue can do it, but I think he can.
We'll see.
From what I have a vision, and I think he can do it based on the Thomas that he's created already. But I also don't know if I should do it. We'll find. You'll see. But yes, there's a scheme. It should be happening. Push for it. Leave a bunch of comments saying why mod, and maybe we can get it. It'll get me on it. From part why I beat Sam Can and Ken. Yes, I can beat Sam and Ken. Maybe not. Okay, like, long story short, I have a really hard time. Like, not anymore. I think I'd be fine playing Sam Cannon these days. But a lot of times, I think Sam would agree with this. But, like, I'm definitely better than him now, I guess, and not even in a disrespectful way. Sam Cannon is my favorite Kendama player. But when we play each other in competition, but he always beats me. He always finds a way to beat me, and it's because it's a mental game that he gets into my head. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm playing Sam Cannon. And he knows that, even though we're such good friends. So he always gets me with that. But if we played Ken, he could beat me, I could beat him. It could go either way. When it comes to real competition, like on the stage, Sam's taken more dubs against me than I've taken against Sam, even though that shouldn't be the case. Like, I think I have a better mental game, and I hopefully it doesn't sound douchey, but I think I am more skilled than him these days. And I should be winning. I guess we both talked about that. Like, I should be winning against him, but I don't. He gets every time, and it's been happening for years. And back in the day, it was a little more acceptable, but these days, I don't know. Hopefully, me and Sam get to play again.
The Haglord is no one to be taken lightly. So your favorite wood type?
Well, I love bamboo, but it can be really finicky. It can be really like hit or miss with bamboo. So I would say maple is probably my favorite of all time. Just maple on maple. I know a lot of people like beech thomas, and I kind of agree. These days, I kind of only play beech thomas, so I'm kind of okay with it. But I like maple thomas. I like beech thomas. I like ash thomas.
I was about to say a lot of the Sulabs are ash.
Yeah, I was gonna say the ash Sulabs play really well. Maple Sulabs play really well, and beech plays really well. So I can kind of go with any of those three for Thomas. Ken, maple's my favorite, or actually bamboo. I would say maple's my favorite because it plays the best, but bamboo has like a special place in my heart. You know, like it's kind of like it's one of my first loves. I just have always loved bamboo Kens. Bamboo on bamboo makes such a loud noise when you spike it, and when you just do anything on it. It's a fun time doing that.
How do you get into the home zone to film and edit?
I don't know. I kind of just play, and it kind of depends on the day. That's what I noticed recently. I'll play through it. I'll play through me sucking. Like some days I just suck, and some days I just wake up and I'm really good at Kendama, and I have no idea why. Maybe it's sleep, maybe it's whatever. And if I'm doing really bad that day, I'll kind of play through it, and sometimes I end up getting my trick still, and sometimes I don't. But I definitely like to listen to music while I play. I definitely like to be in an environment where I'm not affected by outside issues. So like weather, getting kicked out of spots, which seems to happen all the time when I find an indoor spot or a spot that's like undercover. And tweakers. I live in like not the best part of town, so like I've had to deal with tweakers like trying to hit my camera and stuff, and that kind of sucks. So I try to find certain spots where I know I'm not going to be bothered. I guess that's kind of music. Plenty of batteries, so you're not about to land your trick and miss it. But sometimes I practice before I film. Sometimes I don't practice at all. Sometimes I just start playing.
Thoughts on new gen players?
Yeah, I do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you love. Don't play Kendama for anyone but yourself. So if you want to do like all Ben Harold tricks, like go for it. If you want to do like cloud bounces and lake dunes, go for it. I know that I have been made fun of for the way I play Kendama so many times throughout playing Kendama. And I've kind of pushed past all that, and I think I'm kind of past that point where people kind of understand that, like, the way I play is really cool. Like, I guess the way I play is just the way I'm going to play, and I'm not going to really do what the trend is at the time. So as far as new gen players go, it's not my favorite style of play, if I'm being completely honest. Like, cloud bounces, I love lagoons, but cloud bounces, the loopy style, and those kind of spacewalks, those are my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of them. And to me, I kind of see them like someone doing, stilts or birds or juggles or lake Ken flips. Like, it's just another trick that people are doing, and it's just the trend right now. So like the trend will change tomorrow. The trend will change next week. Maybe it won't. This one's a pretty good one, but there's nothing wrong with it. I love watching all Kendamas. I still watch all those tricks, and I still have a high level of respect for anyone who can do those tricks because I know how long it takes to learn those. It's not like they're easy. So as far as new gen players, nothing wrong with them whatsoever. They're just doing what they want to do, and it's just trendy right now. So I guess I would say you don't always have to do what the trend is. I've kind of always not
don't follow it. Yeah,
the stuff that I do is very different than I feel like a lot of players these days. Main question, I think new gen players are sick. It's not my favorite style of play, but I also don't like not watch it. It's not like I'm like, that's that trick.
Why? Do you have anything special to do? Prep your Tamas, like quarter the bevel or anything like that.
Bro, you have no idea. All my Sulab Tamas are not with me. They're in California at AJ's factory, and he's boosting the bevels on all of them because I need a bigger bevel stuff than what Sue makes. So he's boosting all the bevels on my Tamas right now and sending them back to me. And I've never been so worried in my life because he has like 12 Sulab Tamas in a box. So if you want to like hit a lick, like come come infiltrate this package on its way from Cali to Portland. Can you refill me up? It's not the end of the world. I didn't have to, but I just asked, and I was like, do you have the capability of boosting bevel? Like, is this something I could pay you for? And he was like, yeah, actually, it's definitely something I can do. And he showed me a picture of the bevel size that he does, and it's exactly what no jumpers are, which are my favorite. So I was like, yeah, do that. Can you do that to all these Tomas? And he's like, yeah, if you send them to me, yes. And I was like, I'm going to be doing that. Let's do it. But yeah, so there's that. I sharpened my spikes.
You sharpened them?
Yeah, let me just grab my kit real quick. Sorry, I'm really excited now that someone asked. So this super glue in particular, you can find it at the Dollar Tree, not the dollar store, but the Dollar Tree, to where this super glue, it creates a shell around your spike. So I'll first take this metal sharpener, and you need the metal one, and I'll just take the sphere because it's standing right here, even though it's already glued. And then I'll sharpen it in here.
You're taking like a steel industrial pencil sharpener to that.
Yeah, and you can get these at like an art shop. You have to get them at like an art shop.
Yeah.
Here, but look at that.
All right.
But then you glue it with this glue, and it creates a shell around it. And then it's like it's just the best way. I've been doing that for probably like 3 years, and I haven't stopped since. But it took me a while to find the super glue. Sometimes I'll lose track of it. And I thought the Dollar Tree got rid of it for a while, but I found it. So I literally bought 3 packs of them. So I
there you go. So what is it called? Everyone wants to know. Dollar Tree?
I got them at the Dollar Tree. You can get them on Amazon, but they rip you off on Amazon. It's like $4 or something. The Dollar Tree, this is $1. You feel me?
But it's super glue. What is it called?
The original Super Glue Corporation.
So how about talking Tomas really quickly? Before you asked AJ to boost the bevels, is there something you did? Did you quarter? Did you do the concrete? Did you just grind them?
I have no solution for my bevels to make them bigger. That's what sucks is like, I still like, that is like my dream. If someone can create it better on you, but if it's to create a device that boosts your bevels to like how I like them, and I like them, and I do scrape them on the ground sometimes too. I will do that if I'm doing like a stall trick. I'll just take a freshie and scrape it on the ground, and it's ready to stall, because I can't, I'm not good enough at stalls to just do them straight out of the box. That's how big I like it. So like, look at that compared to like a sole. Like here's a sole right out the box, and here's
the recent. Okay. Yep. That's a big one.
But yeah, I like a really big bevel, just for spikes and for stalls.
What is your ideal Kendama competition like?
I was just saying this battle. I kind of came up with this idea, and it's not necessarily my ideal. I don't know if it would work, but something that I would love to see is someone do like a double elimination open freestyle. So like anyone can enter the freestyle. It's up for everyone. Or maybe cap it at 72 or something, but then do top 16 invite only open division. So there's only 16 players in open. The way I've always seen open at every competition is they have 4 players going at once on a stage. They all compete, and then it gets down to the top 8, and then they do 2 players, and then once it's down to the last 4 competitors, they do 1 on a stage at a time. That's because, if we're being honest, open's pretty boring to watch for the most part. Like they're going for like basic tricks, and sometimes the games can go on forever.
Yep.
A lot of people enter that aren't necessarily that good for those tricks, but in that situation, can't always land them all. This is like also me saying this, and I probably wouldn't make it into all these top 16 competition opens, But if they did an invite only where it's open top 16 players and invite only, every match is going to be insane. Like, those top 16 players are going to be super honed. So pretty much you can make those 1v1 matches that you put on stage, and it almost turns into like a golf competition where it's like, I've seen a couple open matches where everyone's dead silent and you're just watching, and then someone lands and everyone's, and then they move on to the next player and they go back and forth. And to me, that's kind of, if the crowd's respectful of the open, then it's a lot better to watch and it's a lot more intense. But also it's very, I guess you could say, consistency based, which is great, but you're also watching someone do Bird Over the Valley, which is cool, but it's not that cool compared to where if you had top 72 freestyle. I always hear people being like, man, I know I can enter I want to enter freestyle, but it's invite only. So if you did 72 double elimination, I know that's a lot. But then every match, so like an open, you're doing 4 at a time because they're not going to be that entertained, or every match of freestyle is going to be entertaining. Or even if someone misses, you have a time limit of 45 seconds for that person to round. So someone misses every round, or both of them miss every round, It's going to still be pretty easy for the judges to judge it. I think that's kind of the biggest issue is the judging. You're going to get down to those top players are still going to make it to the end, and you're going to have super, super entertaining matches pretty much throughout the entire event. So maybe cap it at a certain number, but if it was freestyle was the main event, and you had freestyle for an entire day, and you started in the beginning all the way to the end, make open invite and make freestyle pretty much anyone can enter. Everyone can enter freestyle. They can get a taste of what it's like to like be on that stage, and they can have 45 seconds to not have to go for bird over the value of pretty much anything they want. I bet we'd see a lot of players make it pretty far that you probably wouldn't expect as well, because they don't really get that opportunity all the time.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool to see, and I'm big on freestyle, and it's kind of weird how we're all still kind of stuck on this idea of open being the main competition. I've never really liked open. I've never really thought it was that fun, and I always think it's like, damn, I just lost to this person because I missed my pull-up spike. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That kind of sucks.
It goes back to like the JKA type stuff where it's all about consistency. I see open as it's for the competitors. It's not for the audience. Where freestyle, it's more of a good balance of both. Our time is whittling down. This will be the last question. We have a lot of great ones coming through, but what has remained the most consistent source of inspiration for you since the very beginning of your kendama?
I don't know. It's kind of what I do. Like, I've been doing it for 10 years. Kind of not like all I know. I mean, recently my inspiration's dwindled a little bit. I've been kind of just like set off by the community as a whole. Like, not in a bad, we don't get too deep into that, but like, yeah, I guess. So it's good to know, like, recently I've been a lot less inspired, I guess, for that reason. But then I find like I really like to play Kendama. So I went out I've been roller skating a lot and like really honing in like a different craft besides Kendama. Like when I do something, I get really addicted to it. I started playing Kendama 10 years ago, but before I did that, I was like on my snowboard team, and I went up 4 or 5 times a week consistently. I was competing. I was really into it. 10 years later, I've been kind of getting a little laggy this past couple months on Kendama and roller skating a lot, and I still find that I can't give up Kendama. Like, I still go back to it, and I think the main reason is, one, I love it. Like, I just love playing, I love filming, and I love being good at the game. Like, I love being good at stuff, and I can't stop playing it. I guess also it's just like certain people that I play with, or not get to play with, but I think like Dylan's a big inspiration for me. D Westy, like watching him play and like still grind after all this time is like a big deal to me. Rod's been a big inspiration recently. Like, he's been in the game for longer than I have, and he still plays at a high level, and he still grinds and still puts in mad work. Alex has been really inspiring me recently. Alex is like big on that like Mamba mentality where it's like just all in and just like grinding and really putting in work. And I don't know, and that's kind of how I am. So like, one, I just love Kendama. It's my favorite thing to do in the entire world. There's nothing I like to do more than play Kendama. Yeah, even getting turned off by like Kendama culture recently, I guess to say, not to say like it sucks, but just like it's just turned me off a little bit recently. I still would play even if there was no culture and it was just I was the only person on earth that played Kendama and no one else played. I would still be playing, still be filming and doing just as hard. And I kind of found that. So I guess just the pure love that I have for the sport keeps me really inspired, and then certain players in the game that are just really pushing in the direction that I want to see Kendama go have also been a big inspiration for me to just, I guess, keep going. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Wyatt, again, for taking the time out, chatting with me.
Yeah, of course, bro. This is great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.